Greetings, everyone. I'm Kimberell Eventide. I'm your Pleiadian teacher. Welcome to the Pleiadian University of Wisdom. We're getting towards the end of the lessons, but these are also very important in our ascension and in discovering our true self. Today's topic will be all about discovering yourself as a divine love expression. But first, I want to talk about my own personal experience with moving into love, remembering myself as love, and falling in love with myself. How do you actually love yourself? That is one of the hardest challenges to do on earth. When you are put up against others who are coming from different places of consciousness within their lives, and so they are not ready yet to love others or to show it, what happens is over time, and this happens to every single soul on earth just because of the type of civilization that it is, but it is evolving now and growing. But in your lifetime, you may feel like people just do not care about you or they do not love you, not in the way that you may feel love coming from a higher source or within yourself, and you're always looking for that outside of yourself. I once was that type of person. I always looked for love outside of myself, looking for appreciation and respect and love from others. And what I have realized is that people will come to you on the level of consciousness that they are at. When they interact with you, that is not so much a mirror of who you are at all times, but it is also showing where they are as well. So what happens is, as soon as you develop more of a sense of love about yourself, and you find yourself lovable in moments where you feel not so lovable, and you can learn to love your flaws as well as your glories, you will then start to experience love outside of yourself reflected back to you. The more and more that you awaken into the love that you truly are, the more and more you will experience love inside, the more and more it will reflect outside in your world. Now, I'm going to be honest, there are going to be people that will be in your world that will not necessarily reflect back that love. The reason is because they are coming to you and they are an individual soul. We are all connected, but we are many. At the highest levels of dimension, in the 11th dimension, it is many membranes coming together and connecting as one. So that is how we are. We are all one, but we are many, many minds together. And so we come at each other in different aspects of ourselves and what level of consciousness and awakening we each are at. We are one, but we are many. It's a hard concept to grasp, especially when you learn that everything is a mirror. Yes, it is a mirror to you, but it is also going to reflect also where they are too. There are infinite minds, and the most beautiful thing is we are all connected, even through all of those minds. It's an amazing experience when you wake up to that. Then you can accept people for where they are at in their life. Someone can come to you with no love in their heart at a moment in time, and you can feel this hate or you can feel this negativity, but you can understand where it comes from when you have the love inside for yourself. So I'm going to give you some exercises and some homework so that you can practice on finding the love within yourself so that you can experience more love within your life. And I promise you, if you are looking for love outside of yourself, in a spouse or in a relationship, once you master the technique of loving yourself, you will draw real love to you and you will enter into a more sincere relationship because you are loving yourself and you are ready and accepting and receiving back the mirror of love itself through another person. So you have to be discerning because some people will be showing their selves and their mirrors to you, and then you will see a mirror in yourself as well. You have to be discerning about where you are too. Are you always coming from a place of love? If someone is not coming from a place of love to you, ask yourself, am I coming from a place of love? Because they're going to mirror that action. But if someone comes at you, and you see this a lot on the internet, which is sad to say, but if you post something and you're posting about flowers, and then somebody comes at you and just wants to troll and like leave a negative comment about you, don't take that personally. That is not a reflection of you. That is a reflection of themselves. And it happens a lot on the internet. Why? Because you're not having direct interconnection or connection with that person. So a lot of times you're up against your own mirror when you're on the internet. Unless you can move past the walls of the internet and actually connect soul to soul. Then you can start to actually engage and really show true emotions of love and spread that around. But it's hard for people because people are coming at you from the place that they're at. When a person is in a high place of love, then they can reflect back the love that you give, because then they will not be a psychic vampire or energy vampire just trying to take your love. That's the problem with narcissists and that type of energy. Because they don't have the love within themselves, they try to get it from others, but they don't give back. Not until they discover the love within themselves. Once they do, then they will start to reciprocate and you'll experience that. But until then, just be discerning. There are those that can be mirrors to the love at the level that you are at, and there are those that are only going to show you where they can be, where they are at themselves personally. It's a lot to take in, but this is how you navigate this world, and you understand the different levels of consciousness everyone is coming at. One of the wonderful things about love is it has a great power to transform hate and conflict and that type of negative energy that's directed towards you. If you come back in a state of love, when someone is coming at you with negativity, you will literally absorb it. It will dissipate, or it will eventually fade away, because that person will realize that they can't harm you anymore. You are untouchable because you have the power of the universe and creation behind you. That's how powerful love really is. And that's why it's such a transformative power on Earth. When anybody ever comes at you with hate, transform it with love. And I'm going to show you how. Number 1, just a visual exercise. Think about the shape of a heart, and you will see it like this. And what does that look like? It looks like a circle kind of hugging itself, coming into one. Visualize that to understand that you cannot be whole until you learn to love yourself and to give back the love that you give. Part of a lot of souls' problems who are light workers, starseeds, angels, those types of identities, where you come into the world and you decide, when you start to make a decision about where you want to go in life, where you want to go consciousness-wise, you may decide, I want to spread light, I want to spread love. And then you come up against others that are just not ready to receive it. They're not ready to give it back to you or anything. So you need to find ways to feel love within yourself, to give back that love within yourself in order to be really, truly whole as a soul. And to be able to really come from a place of mental and emotional and spiritual health within. Loving yourself is one of the greatest arts to cultivate, because that is how you can truly love others. You cannot love others until you truly love yourself. And that is so, so vital and important. So think about that visual. I give you that. It's a circle hugging itself. Number 2, make a list about your gifts and abilities. I just did a video on your natal chart, so look at your natal chart. Discover your types of abilities and skills, if that is going to help you. If you have a hard time, you're very modest, and you have a hard time kind of finding the things that you love about yourself. But if you don't, then great. Write them down. Really embody those and see yourself for at least what you can recognize right now. as what is lovable about you. And that's the very basic foundation of learning how to love yourself. You need to be aware and recognize what you love about yourself. When you are aware of your gifts and your abilities, you will draw attention to it, and your focus will actually infuse that more with power. Your abilities and your skills will become more powerful, more potent in the world. And then that leads to the awareness of I am. And when you say, I am these things, they come into your existence as truth. They are true to you and your experience. And it does not matter what others may think about you. I can say, I am this, I am this. And others may not see me as that. But in my mind, because I have already solidified that idea of my creation, of my soul, of my experience here, then it doesn't matter what anybody else says. And that's where you have to get to in order to see yourself as a force of love that cannot be penetrated. You're like a fortress of love. And that's really the secret. You are the I am, the I am. Keep saying what you are. Bring it into existence more, and you will create from that place of full awareness of your being. So if you need time, you can pause, you can make a list, or you can just make a list when you're done, whatever you decide. Number 2, throw out mentally all these old ideas, these archaic ideas of what beauty is, in the idea of what society has ingrained into everyone's head about what beauty is. You know the truth. You know that you have met people in your life that do not look like a model or what the beauty standards are in society, but they're beautiful to you, aren't they? They shine something from within. That's how you are too. See your beauty. Regardless what your face or your body looks like, see your beauty inside for who you are. For the conscious, the caring, the giving, lovely person that you are. And also learn to see all of the mistakes that you do as beautiful too. That you can recognize them as mistakes and grow from them. Like a flower. You are like a flower. See yourself as a beautiful flower and see the true beauty of yourself, and you will find love within grow like a flower does, and it will bloom inside of you. And this will always be something that you can work on whenever you come against ideas of what universal beauty is for the world or what's beautiful in society. You know the truth now. You know the truth that the inner beauty is what lasts forever. It is what the stars and nature smile down upon or smile at, recognizing it as part of the universal will to spread goodness, love, truth, and beauty in the world. That's your soul. And it doesn't matter what vehicle or vessel that it's in. And I'll tell you something. The more and more you believe how beautiful you are on the inside, the more and more you will shine outside, and you will show a beauty coming out of your body and coming out of your face. And you may not look like a model, but there's going to be something glowing about you, and people will recognize it, and that is the truth. Number 3, learn and master the art of unconditional love. I have a video for you if you want to watch. It is about seeing through to the soul of a person and understanding where their actions come from, so that you can love a person without loving their acts. Their acts are not lovable, but they themselves are lovable and in need of love. When you become the divine expression of unconditional love on earth, you will discover more and more about yourself that you can love within yourself. And that's how you really learn how to love yourself, is by learning to love others in an unconditional way. You will discover love all around you and inside of you and who you are, and nothing else can faze you. Nothing else can break you down, because you will know the answers that you seek for, and you will know the truth of who you really are. and the unconditional love that you can display to others. One of the examples that I absolutely love that J.R.R. Tolkien wrote about, he has so many examples of unconditional love in his books. And that's why I absolutely love to use his books as references, because it's all about wisdom and love. All of his stories. And there are moments and glimmers of truth, beauty, and light within his stories. And you see it, and you can recognize it as a soul. Now, Galadriel was a character known for her fairness, and now outwardly, emotionally expressive of love, but her actions were loving. She gave the fellowship each a gift in the book. You don't see it so much in the movie, but in the book you do. You see that she gave every single person a gift in the fellowship. And when it got to Gimli, the dwarf, she asked him, "What would you like?" And he said, "Nothing but a strand of your hair." And she gave it to him because she knew that it would make him happy. It would give him the strength and the support. When you give people strength and support in their life, no matter what they are going through, no matter what they have done, it can transform them. And it will show you the love that you are inside. When you see the love reflected back to you from that deed that you have done, by giving another unconditional love when they might have not experienced love in their life from others, or it's been a while, you be that person, you be that sun in their cloudy sky, as the saying goes. So one of the exercises like Galadriel, a way to cultivate this art of unconditional love and awakening to your inherent design with having that ability, is by practicing giving gifts to people. Give gifts materially or spiritually, emotionally, your time. It could be a compliment. It could be your support, your care. When you do that continuously, you will discover there's love within you to give. And when there's love within you to give, you will never feel without love. And so you can learn to love yourself from that place of seeing yourself as a loving person that's giving others unconditional love. And it doesn't matter what others give back to you or say about you. You are the one knowing that you're giving of yourself. That is something to recognize within yourself. Love yourself for that. Just for that ability alone is a huge step, because there are people that don't give of themselves because they're not coming from a place of love within themselves. So how can you give something that you don't own and don't possess? That's the secret of love. You have to own it, possess it. Remember that you've always had it. It's your birthright. It's your origin. And then when you awaken, spiritually awaken to that, you can give it over to others in need. Number 4, learn to gaze at the world through gentle eyes of not harsh criticism or judgment, but rather understanding and compassion. The more and more you do that, the more and more you get into who you are, and you will love yourself even through your flaws. You could be the silliest person making silly mistakes in life and, having a problem with your partner, but it doesn't matter because you have already transformed yourself into a loving person. You're not judgmental about others. Other things can happen in your life and you won't judge yourself too harshly. Why? Because you don't judge others too harshly. That's the secret. Don't judge others too harshly, and you won't judge yourself so harshly as well. And learn to give yourself that permission. If you're not a judger of people and judging them harshly in life, and you judge yourself and you're criticizing yourself, then you need to learn how to work on relaxing that and give yourself that balance. That could be a great cause of imbalance in your life. Allow yourself the permission to give yourself the love back and the non-criticism and the non-judgments that you give to others. That's key. Number 5, learn to transform hate and negative energy that comes at you with your love. What it looks like energetically is you're surrounded in a bubble of love, of light, and you can have anyone come into your experience and then you can just kind of envelop them and wrap your angel wings or your fairy wings around them, and you'll experience kind of this merging of energies. So then you experience this kind of oneness with that person, because they're coming at you with hate, but you're coming at them with love, and love is the force that gets rid of dualism and separation of egos. So if you are the active force of getting rid of separation, you're all-powerful creator, having the power of creation within your hands, and you can transform anything that comes into your life that way. And it doesn't matter how much they come at you with the hate, you can transform it by visualizing yourself as love itself and transforming their energy with your love, simply by looking at them with compassion, understanding, non-judgment in your heart, and seeing them for who they are, a scared, lost little boy or little girl who wants your love, or wants attention from the world, or doesn't feel that they have gotten it in the world, and so they play that dark path for others because they are not into the light of the love of themselves yet. You can look at them through to their soul and see them for who they really are, and recognize them as a beautiful soul, even through the hate that they're giving you, because you can see past that action and understand where it comes from and where the source of it is. One of the things that I have awakened to and remembered in my life is that when people come at you with hate, or like they're focusing their attention on you at a time, that's attention on you. There is somewhere underneath all of that attention, there's a type of love, a love of admiration or respect or just quizzical curiosity, because they see something in you that they don't have within themselves, and it draws their attention to it, because we are constantly searching for our balance. We're searching for ourselves in others, and we're also searching for what we don't have yet in others. So remember that any kind of attention towards you, even if it is negative, learn to train yourself to see it as coming from a place of love, but it shows up as a lack of love because of where it comes from through them as a filter. But it really is coming from a place of love. And that is the mirror to you that you can see, so that you can learn how to kind of cultivate that. And then so anybody who comes into your life showing you and throwing you daggers at your direction, you can simply see it as, well, this is an opportunity to find more love in the world, more love for myself, understanding that this person is hurting, and seeing their attention to you as love itself, which is an abstract concept. But because they're drawn attention to you, it means that there's something deep within their subconscious that is telling them to look to you. Apathy and ignoring is something that is not really about love, and that actually is a more kind of dangerous emotion to deal with, because then you don't care about the person at all. But when you're dealing with outright hate from others, or things that are insulting to you as a person, and they try to attack you and things like that, you can see it as a form of drawing attention to you for some reason. They are attracted to you for some reason, and that is to learn something within whatever's inside of themselves, and you are indirectly teaching and giving them something as well. Sometimes it's more fuel for their anger, depends where they are. Sometimes it's a softening of their heart, depends where they are and what they're ready to experience. This may ring true to a lot of people that have ever studied Ram Dass, and that phrase that he says, we're all just walking each other home. What does that actually mean? It means exactly that we are mirrors to one another to show what we lack and what we have. And when we reach that place of fullness and wholeness, and you have two people that are at a place of wholeness and fullness, and as they connect, they're essentially walking each other back home to the source of love that they originated from. And that's what home is. Sense of spiritually awakening into the love that you are as a divine expression of love itself on earth. Number 6, something that can help you as an exercise is use the angels who symbolize the love in the universe. Call on the archangels like Jophiel and Haniel. They are going to help you get in touch with that loving energy within yourself. Angels are happy to help. They love to help give love to humans. The angels that see good in humans want to help humans and are there for you to use when you call on them, as far as helping you discover the love within yourself. Use those tools to just meditate on the archangels. You don't have to call out to them, but you can meditate and just think about them. Also the ascended masters like the Buddha and Jesus, of course. Jesus is one that when people pray to or when they meditate on, that infuses you with a sense of inner love. You are ultimately getting a mirror back that doesn't exist in this reality, but it's a mirror on the astral fields of the spiritual energetic fields. It's a mirror. And Jesus will mirror back the love to you that you are. And the Buddha will mirror back that love to you that you are. And so use the tools of the Ascended Masters and the Archangels to call on that loving energy within your life. If you would like to, you can also think about your higher guides, like the Elven beings, the Eldar from the stars, or those that you resonate as your star family. They are also full of love because they're in higher dimensions of reality and they love humans and they're part of the story of helping humans grow and evolve. So you can also use them as well. And lastly, of course, go out into nature and just be still with nature. Be one with it. Look at a flower, look at a tree, touch a tree. Feel your feet in the grass. And look at nature as purely a consciousness itself that is aware. All of the parts of the nature world is aware itself. And it is giving you love with its nutrients and with its air that we breathe. Feel the divine love coming from nature, and you will feel love within yourself so that you can learn how to love yourself, and won't matter what you experience on earth coming from others from different places in their lifetime. Just become the love, be love, and you will feel love within yourself, and you will not have to search for it outside. And that is becoming the divine love expression on earth. And the next step is to walk around and enjoy your life as the divine love expression. And it will come in many different identities. You will not look a certain way. You will not act a certain way. You will sometimes fall from it, but you can remember how to get back to this place. The idea is that once a light goes on, it doesn't go back off unless you forcefully do it and you put yourself into that place of non-remembrance about yourself. But once you awaken, that's the beauty. You can always get back to that place of remembering who you are. So I hope that this gave you some tips and some ideas of how to become the full divine love expression on earth. I'll see you next time. Class dismissed.